This isn't just another bike build, this one is special. Introducing my signature build mountain bike, the Ibis Ripmo AF Evans MTB Saga exclusive build. Well, the start of it anyway. Let's get this thing built up and see how it rides. When I started BMX racing in 1997, most bike brands sold bikes called signature editions. You had the Redline Flight Bubba Harris signature series. Hyper Bikes sold a Donnie Robinson signature in Walmart. It seemed like a signature edition bike was the pinnacle in the industry. And as a kid, I thought it was so dang cool. A big driving force for this channel is living out my childhood dreams, and a signature build checks that box. When I was a kid, all my friends and competition had better BMX bikes than me. A part of me thought that really held me back with racing and competing. Oh, by the way, on screen right now, I finally got myself a new headset cup press. I went with a Pedro's. I've had good luck with this brand in the past, and it was $60 less than the Big Blue brand. It made pressing in these cups so easy. I wish I had bought this sooner. Anyway, back in the day, I'd ask my parents for a better race bike. They'd say no. Heck, I even remember saving up allowance to buy carbon forks, and my dad said I wasn't allowed to buy them because he made up some excuse that I was gonna crash and the carbon would rip or something. It was frustrating, but it's also not good to give a kid everything they want. I mean, look, 20 years later, I'm fulfilling those dreams just in a different form. This Ripmo AF is not quite a signature build. We're calling it an Evans MTB Saga exclusive build sold only at N+1 Bikes. They're a bike shop in Kentucky, and they're the #1 seller of Ibis bikes in the US. And Ibis does things a little bit differently. They send N+1 a huge shipment of frames and parts, then N+1 assembles them and sells them online or in person. Sean, the owner, asked if I wanted to do this exclusive build a few months ago. I got to pick the parts and the price point, and I wanted to keep it under $2,500, and I think you'll be impressed on how good this bike is for the price. These carbon Blackbird bars are pretty cool. They have a bar end extender that you can remove or even cut them down. It's kind of cool if you like tinkering like I do, and I cut mine down to 760 millimeters. All right, the signature / exclusive build is coming together. So what's the goal with this build? I think it's to keep it on brand with how I've built bikes over the years. I want it to be a good value and well thought out with good parts. You might be wondering, don't I already have a new Ripmo V3 carbon? And yeah, I do, but I'm still working through with setting that bike up. There's a few times where it would get overwhelmed like crazy. Whoa! And the front end would be super unpredictable. And I may just convert that to a Ripley and use this Ripmo for a longer travel trail bike. If you couldn't tell, this Ripmo AF is an aluminum frame. You can see the welds right here. This bike has 160 millimeters front travel, 147 rear, using a 210/55 shock. And I'm curious about this Marzocchi Bomber air shock. It's not a rebranded Flow X, it's Marzocchi's own design. I'm just glad at this price point we have a piggyback shock. But next up are the wheels and tires, and we're going with Blackbird Sen wheels with 35 millimeters internal width, set up tubeless. One thing with budget or affordable bikes, things like wheels and tires are an afterthought. The brands just kind of throw on whatever is cheap. In the road world, you'd call that a rolling chassis. But on the Evan build, we're going with some good tires. We have Maxxis, Assegai, and DHR with Exo Plus casings, so more of a burly tire, more sidewall protection. No skimping out on the Evan build. I'll be real with you, I'm not a big fan of Maxxis tires just because they're the most common tires that you see on mountain bikes, and I want to be a non-conformist. Plus, whenever I covered the Maxxis logos, man, people would get so mad, it's so funny. I've been enjoying Schwalbe radial tires, but I recently found out that the radials aren't the best in every situation. Oof. First, the radial trail casings weigh 1,200 grams a piece, super heavy.
I spent 6 hours at a bike park trying my hardest to torture test those tires and could only get them to fold in a corner once. Maturing is realizing you don't need such a burly tire for certain kinds of trail riding. So I think these Maxxis EXO Plus, more sidewall protection than the regular EXO tires, will be perfect for this Ripmo AF. Tires and their casings are a huge area in bike performance, and you can easily go too flimsy or too soft of a tire, and let me know in the comments your experience getting the correct tire and casing for your certain bike. And for the people who are interested in maybe buying this bike, put your weight in the notes when you buy it, and N+1 Bikes will set it up tubeless and set up the suspension for you.
This bike is looking mean. I hardly ever do blacked out builds, mainly because I want them to pop on the thumbnail, and this kind of reminds me of my Ragley Big Al 2 years ago. Does anyone else find it irritating when you're checking out a nice bike, it has some pretty good parts, but then you find out they spec'd the cheapest, heaviest cassette? But not on the Evan build. We're doing a Dior M6100 drivetrain with a lighter, higher quality SLX cassette. Dior shifting has always treated me well, you just gotta remember to flip the switch for the clutch. Then the brakes, we're going with the best brakes out there, Hayes Dominion 4-piston front and rear. These are my favorite brakes by far. I use these on my park bike at Windrock with 200mm rotors, and I had plenty of braking power the whole day. All right, let's get this wrapped up.
Lately, I've been curious to learn more about who is watching my videos. I've been wondering, is there anyone watching that doesn't ride mountain bikes at all? I watch a lot of car build channels. I just like watching people build stuff on YouTube, but I don't have any interest on working on cars. And for the people who do ride mountain bikes, what kind of bike are you riding? Let me know in the comments what your main bike is. I meet a lot of people out riding in Bentonville, and I love checking out everyone's bikes. Seems like there's a wide variety of budget riders, people riding older bikes, and people riding high-end bikes. And depending on what kind of comments I get, I might even sway the future builds and videos towards that direction. For example, when I started the channel, I was on a Walmart Schwinn. Well, Walmart has released some pretty sweet bikes lately, even one with a through axle. But the funny thing is, I've yet to receive one comment asking me to review that bike, so that tells me you guys aren't interested in a Walmart bike build. Hey, me either. I respect your time and I only want to put out videos that you're interested in, so I'm looking forward to reading everyone's comments.
Well, the bike is almost complete. I just got to do the chain, the shifting, the dropper, the brake bleeding. Wow, that's kind of a lot of stuff, but that's boring to watch. I'll do that off camera. We need to cut to the chase and find out if this exclusive build that I've attached my name to is any good. But I think this thing is gonna rip. All right, let's get to the trail. Well, first climb of the day done, and it felt pretty good so far, but that's usually how every bike feels on the first climb. We'll see after an hour riding. But first, I want to hit some jumps. And in the build, I mistakenly put on a 180 in the front, and it's supposed to come with a 203, so I have a 203 rotor installed. And this dropper post is a KS. That brand is kind of, questionable in the past, but dude, they've released like a new model or something. Watch this. It's so fast. That's like the speed of a one-up dropper or something. All right, let's hit this jump. This is the first downhill I'm done on this bike. Let's see how it goes. Oh yeah. Nice. All right. I don't know if you heard that, but the seat contacted the tire there, and I am just so not used to 29ers, so let's scoot that seat a little forward there. All right, should be good. All right, that should be squared away. Let's hit this drop. See how that goes. Oh, gotta clip in, gotta shift. All right, it's a little windy. Oh, I don't have enough speed. Oh. Oh, all right, made it. So as much as I love jumps and catching air, that's not the most important thing that a bike can do for me anyway. I like hitting chunk trails. I like technical, chunky single track, and there's a trail over there called Dragon Scales that I've been loving lately. So let me take you to that. Go. Oh, I love these brakes. Oh yeah, I haven't taken that line forever. Wow. All right. Heck yeah, man. This bike is fun. And I'm not going to pull your chain. It's not as fun as the Santa Cruz Vala. That bike is a plow machine. And to get the most out of that bike, you got to ride super aggressive. But this thing is interesting. With the DW Link, it's really playful and it stays really composed. I think this is a great mid-tier bike. If we compare this Ripmo Evan Build to another similar bike in the same price range, it would be the Polygon Siskiyou T9. And that one's going for $150 more. And it does have a little bit better suspension. It has a Dior XT drivetrain, which is pretty good, but they get you with a cheaper Dior cassette. Plus, that bike has less travel than this one. So not to throw any shade at Bikes Online or Polygon, I'm still affiliated with them. But this bike has the carbon bars, it has the better cassette, it has better tires, and my favorite brakes on the market. And I'm happy to put my seal of approval on this bike, the Evans MTB Saga exclusive build. And if you want to get one for yourself, I'll have a link in the description. Mention that I sent you and they'll give you a $50 gift card. And hey, if you made it this far in the video, this wasn't like a video, like a sales video or anything. This is just me sharing a very special moment for me, living a childhood dream, getting a signature build in a way. And man, this is come a long way for the 4.5 years that I've been doing YouTube, and I really could not have done it without you, the viewer. So thank you so much. All right, see you on the next one.